Happy Wednesday. How are you? Here we go. Haven't seen you since we were together in September.
Right. I'm blessed, literally. Listen, thank you so much for taking out a moment of your time to go to be a part of this ruthless conversation. I absolutely appreciate it. Just had to get the formalities out the way. I appreciate it.
Happy to see you. Happy to be here. I appreciate the love and support. I mean, those hugs and those affirmations were real when I saw you out here in LA for the Peppermint Club spot. So, and my pleasure. I'm happy. As you can see, I'm in the car because I've been running around. I'm a few hours out of LA, and then I got to head back. But I was like, I'm not missing this for nothing. So here we are looking at the palm trees and the mountains. And you're locked in.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Who is Anthony Bless?
Man, I'm going to start. I think the first word that I'm going to say is sun. Sun because of my attachment to the sun and light, and sun because I think of my mom right away when I have to give credit to the person that I am. I had a clear example of unlimited love and unlimited faith in the woman that gave birth to me, and that was a huge template for me growing up. Her love and my dad's discipline, both of their discipline actually. Big deal. Big gratitude for that.
Absolutely. Shout out to your mom. I absolutely love your mom. You and your mom's relationship. It's a beautiful thing when a man can love his mom. That shows that they can love the woman that they're going to love just as much.
That's facts. Oh, I see Robert Craighead's in the building. What up, Sheriff?
What's up, everybody? Sheriff. Okay. All right. Also, we talk about love. You talk about love. You're so willing to present your relationship to the world. What is it about this particular relationship, if you don't mind me asking, that makes you willing to share with the world?
Okay, first I'm going to say what up to Mercedes and Avanta, who I see them checking in. And thank you for that question. It took a lot to get here because, the common thing that you hear in the industry is you always have to appear single. You got to lead people with imagination and whatnot. And I came to a comfortable place where, like, man, if people are going to support me and rock with me, they're going to rock with me because of who I am, because of what I stand for, and because of my work. I got to a level in my life where I'm a mature man. I believe in loyalty, in honesty, in these beautiful pillars that uphold a strong relationship. I met somebody that is up to par with those ethics and ideals and reciprocates that in a beautiful way. And so that was me getting to the next level of vulnerability and being open about it. I still do keep, things private because you just have to. And at the same token, I'm happy to announce let people know that there's something that's existing in my life. I don't got to pretend like it doesn't exist when social media crosses into real life very often, and she's amazing. We have an amazing care, and the type of love and consistency that shows up and the leaning in and the gains and trust, it's really beautiful. So, like I said, I'm grateful for it. I honor that love, and I took it a step further and put myself jumping off the ledge and even even put it out there sometimes, But I'm very inclusive of her, and it feels good,
Absolutely. Shout out to that beautiful queen. Okay. All right, now.
Thank you.
We're going to get into a couple of Malcolm questions, but first, let me tap into this music. Listen, in my book, you're absolutely an amazing lyricist. Where does your inspiration for music come from?
Oh, man. When I was a kid, before I wrote music, I was actually writing poetry. That's what my first writing was. I was a hopeless romantic and just always open to sharing my thoughts. I think writing was something that came naturally to me. I found out later in my dad's life that he actually had a bunch of books on poetry. His brother's a published author in Puerto Rico. So I started with that. It started with some freestyle battles and stuff like that, and I really just kept falling in love with it. Growing up in New York City first, I mean, my radio was Mos Def and Jay-Z and Tribe Called Quest and Nas and Big and Outkast and like all the greats and Snoop, like so everybody had something to say and everybody had a very clever, poignant way of saying it at a very high skill level, high craft. And so like they set the template for me. And it's like I tell people the analogy of like once you learn fine wine, like you're not drinking White Zinfandel anymore. Same thing with music. Like they expanded my palette, my ears so much. Listening to jazz music really opened up my ears to a lot of sounds and a lot of instruments. Shout out to Big Dreamers. That's the first production team I ever worked with. That was in Miami. When other studios and other artists were going into the studio, everybody was producing beats on MPCs. I was lucky enough that the team I was working with, I had one guy on the sax, one guy on the trumpet, one guy on the guitar, and in jazz, what we call as an MC freestyling in jazz is called improvising. And and they change tempo, they change rhythm, they change whatever. And my job as an artist was to keep creating words and freestyle and change. If they were like like as soon as that change happens, I gotta change what I'm talking about, what I'm feeling, how the emotions change, and I gotta go ride with that. And that trained me in a beautiful way, and also tapped me more into using instruments like you saw on stage. Like when I got a live band behind me, I'm gonna breathe with them. We're gonna make it feel like you're breathing with us.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, if any of you have never seen Anthony Bless in any performance, I promise you need to either head over to his YouTube channel. Just look for the live performances. The energy is everything, but to be in the present, to be in the building at the same dang time, the energy is everything. Where do you get the energy to give the people what they came to see? Because you're too hype. Wait, not too. You're never too hype, but you're giving it. You're giving it. So where did you get the energy or the mindset to even want to bring it that way?
Appreciate you. And I see the theory of music for jazz. I'm seeing the comments. They're right on point. I see y'all. My thing is, it comes from humility because I'm so passionate and I'm so serving my calling and my purpose when I'm doing anything musically or artistically, especially. So when I get on stage, it's an honor. And if people are there to see me, I need to give them the best show that they've ever seen, or at least an attempt to that, in honor of them showing up to support me. So out of my humility and out of my gratitude, I have to let all this passion go, wah! And fill the place and fill your heart and motivate you and impact you. And also a lot of pride and a lot of passion. I've worked really hard to get to this level. I've worked really hard to be this type of artist that stands for something, that's saying something, and that's at a certain craft and skill level. And again, with pride and humility, I'm on that stage. And there's this magical thing that happens as a music artist. I'll tell you, stepping onto that stage, there's always like this, a second you touch that stage, there's no butterflies. It's this electricity that you feel like shooting out from the bottom of your feet. And once you're into the performance, I'm totally aware of everything that's going on. And at the same time, it feels out of body where like myself is watching myself. And then when the show's over and I jump back into myself completely, it feels like the equivalent of like being in a parachute and then landing in a Ferrari that was going 180 on the curves of Monaco. And then you're like, oh shit, this is the ride. It's wild. Like there's no drink, there's no drug that can ever compare. It's something different. And it's channeled, I believe, by something bigger than myself.
Absolutely. You're definitely bringing that. You're bringing that energy. You bring in, I can't describe it. That's how good it is. That's how dope it is. Like I'm not trying to get on your good side or anything, but I truly, absolutely have the utmost respect for your music, everything that you're trying to give the people. So what I can't put you in a specific genre because I can listen to you on the Latin stations. I can listen to you on the R&B stations. Where would you classify your music for those who have never, listened to or never thought about listening to an Anthony Bless compilation? What would you classify your music as?
Ooh, that's a great question because I do pride myself in versatility. I will say it's definitely with a core of hip hop. You're gonna get a lot of Afro-Caribbean feels, and you're gonna get jazz influences, And then you're going to see like the high energy part of my personality serve itself, whether that's in some aggressive drums, like the "Now everybody get up," like hip hop core with Afro Caribbean and some jazz feels. Because sometimes I want to talk to you and tell you a story, and sometimes I want to hype you so that you could like run to the top of that mountain and conquer that goal that you're trying to get to. So I would fall in that range. I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your latest single, "Take You Back." That video is not just your average video. It's a movie. Where did you come up with the whole scenario of the movie? Where did that come from? The treatment and everything. Where did that come from?
But I got to give so much credit to a childhood friend of mine. His name is Ray Fonseca. He's at Boro Kid Ray on IG. Very talented writer, very talented director. My brother Mo Hines, very talented writer, very talented director. Both very good friends of mine that I trust with my artistic capabilities. I wrote the song. I had the pitch together. I'm a huge fan of Usual Suspects. That's like one of my favorite movies of all time. And we ended up coming up with a scheme that caters to playing on the nuances of Usual Suspects and the storyline between, some of the scandals, some of the double crossing that's going on, and we put it in play with the actual story that I was telling, which is like a hybrid of like love and life experience. But shout out to Ray Fonseca, shout out to Mo Hines. They did a phenomenal job, and I was happy to let them take lead and follow through with my acting skills. Aside from music writing, it was a fun project, and we shot quick.
Absolutely, y'all. The lyrics are amazing. The video is amazing. My favorite scene in that video, when she's standing there and she's got the TV monitor and you're on the monitor and you're like, just like that, she was gone. I was like, dang!
Had to let her know, Tika. Had to let her know, Tika.
Hi,
Be acting trifling and expect me not to be aware of that.
Period.
I don't lack sense. I don't lack street awareness here. That's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. For those of you, like I said, we are tuned in with the Anthony Bless. We also know him as Malcolm from Ruthless. If you were somewhere hiding under a rock, he is the man that created the Ruthless theme song. Okay? Where I know, I could say, listen, I feel as if I know you, but for the people that don't know you, how were you able to give Mr. Perry that song and make it the theme song of the show?
Still maintaining privacy and of course respectful to his process. But I will say that I came back from shooting season 1 of Ruthless, and I remember it was like a Tuesday night that I flew back into LA, and Wednesday morning I was over the top of the world with my gratitude. Shot my first series regular, first time I was a lead on a show, and I remember getting down, getting deep into some meditation and visualization work, and saying I'm gonna write the theme song for the show. And then I had a bunch of bullet points on things about the show, and I didn't want to give away things, so I wanted to create it in an abstract form where it leads you into the mood and the tone of everything that's happening, without giving away like, oh, Malcolm does this, Mac does this, Ruth does this, the highest does this. And I started opening it up, writing it through the perspective of the highest, because I thought that would be interesting to write from that perspective, and the writer part of me was excited for it. And I wrote it, and I was itching to call him, and I was just like, no. I think I showed Lenny, like, his voice clip,
no matter what you're passionate about.
And I might have shown, no, I didn't even show my brother, damn. And then I was like, all right, let me just get in the studio. I got in the studio, I locked it down with my homie Omar, recorded it, and then I was just like, man, I'm really, really appreciating how this came out. Got it mixed down, and then I finally sent it over, and I was like, hey, I just want to like you to hear something. And then from there, without filling in too many details, the rest is history. I was lucky enough to be connected with the music department, and we started cutting and editing it to fit the opening sequence of the show, which excites me still every time. It's a dream come true to think that Tyler Perry gave me my first like series regular on a TV series and my biggest song release at the same time. I mean, that's just A level to his greatness, man. That guy is like the sunshine. He touches people and like just illuminates their lives.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we absolutely appreciate you for giving us that Ruthless theme song. You cannot think of Ruthless without the theme song. I sing your praises all day long, man. I'm telling you. They know, the fans know. Everybody loves that theme song, okay? Now, let's
grateful to hear it. It makes me proud.
Absolutely. Now, let's get a little bit into some of Malcolm's business, okay? Who does Malcolm really love? Because he got a wifey at home. He's got Lynn. He's got Sarah. Who does Malcolm, in your opinion, really love?
So, from Malcolm's perspective and the way the script works and what has developed, I think that there was love for Cynthia, and then that went horribly bad. Like some relationships that can get toxic and become that. With Lynn, at that part of Malcolm's life and where he was and spinning at the level of anger, rage, depression, toxicity, unhealthiness that was going on in his life, I see him having used Lynn as a resource, as a tool. I see the manipulative side of Malcolm coming out and taking advantage and exploiting that situation in order to be the hero, in order to like exact his rage, to get back at Andrew, to tear apart the cult and light that compound on fire. So Lynn was definitely, and you could see in their aggression and in the thing, like Lynn was definitely used as a piece to get to a location. Cynthia was a relationship that started well and went horribly toxic. I know the alcoholism sure had to do with it and all that. And I don't know in what level of confusion or how grounded he was, but his love for Stephanie's character was real. He was literally like giving himself. You saw his most selfless self. You know, he's still battling demons and whatnot, but he was there for Sarah. He wanted to back her up. He wanted to like awaken her. He wanted to be there for her. So I think Sarah's where his heart lied, and now his heart lies in survival because he's going through some shit.
Right. Because it's all about what he could get from Lynn. It's definitely all about what he could get. But I'm all over it.
Of course, me and Lynn hook up and we end up on the compound and in trouble. Of course.
You done let her lead you astray, and now you in the freaking cooler.
Man, ice cold.
Period. Cold. Listen, all right, so I do have one compliment from one of our Ruthless fans over on Facebook, and she reads, it's bad when I can't find some redeeming quality in the character. I can even see redeeming qualities for Daikon, but poor Malcolm has burned every bridge that I can see. I hate that character, which means, Anthony Bless, you're really doing a good job acting the hell out of that character. And this comes from Sandy D over on Facebook.
Sandy D, thank you for that comment. And whenever I hear, and I love it because, man, the DMs are real. Whenever I get comments on, I hate Malcolm, oh, Malcolm drives me insane. Like, Malcolm is like how people feel. I don't want to make a Kanye West reference, but like, you know, you either love him or you hate him or you love to hate him. Like with Malcolm, it's like, he pulls you in, but you're like, God dang it, Malcolm! Like he's ruthless. He's ruthless. Unintended. He's so ruthless. He wants something, that's it. Doesn't matter what's in the way. Doesn't matter how. So that relentlessness is to be appreciated. Also, the boy's got some healing to do. Man. That's why he's locked up in the freezer, getting tortured and injected and all kinds of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you, Sandy. That's an awesome comment.
Absolutely. And yeah, absolutely. I think Malcolm really does, as we kind of covered it when I spoke with you on the red carpet, that Malcolm does have a few demons that he's battling with, and that's what makes Malcolm who he is. When I first encountered Malcolm, I was like, oh, Malcolm, a lover boy. He loves his wife. And then turns around And you see him booed up with Sarah. So I'm like, okay, all right, Malcolm, now which way? But Malcolm has not always been a mess up. I've always said this from the very beginning. Malcolm has not always been a mess up. Mac has trusted Malcolm a few times, and it's just the drugs. I feel like it's just the drugs that has led Malcolm to act the fool the way that he's acting. But shout out to you.
See what Derek's writing down here? I hate Malcolm. Damn, he goes against the bro code. No, it's so fun to live that character. And thank you for what you said. It's so fun to live that character, for it to be so different than who I am on my real life. Tyler Perry has given me a character that I can create such an arc for, and he's had such changes. When you look at season 1 Malcolm to season 3 Malcolm, man, it's like comparing Venus and Mars. Like, you're talking 2 different planets. And as an actor, it's challenging. It's like sinking your teeth into something so amazing. So like I love hearing hey Malcolm. Like some of my favorite actors I remember watching Hoodlum and seeing Tim Roth play the Dutch. Oh my God! Every scene that he opened his mouth, his level of condescension and disrespect. Like I just wanted to see him shot and killed right away. And I was like, man. So, or like Guy Pearce in The Count of Monte Cristo. I was just like stealing his guy's wife and putting him in prison. I was just like, oh, he had me in my feelings, and I'm like, yeah.
Listen. Somebody, Tequila Josephine says, I guess she's referring to you. How do you get your hair so perfect?
And that's those Afro-Caribbean roots. I just like brush it and it'll stay for a while. I could go through a whole boxing workout and I'm like, it's good.
But the crazy part about it though, Malcolm hair stays perfect as well. He's in the punishment cooler, hair looking sharp.
Thank you, Tyler Perry hair and makeup department.
Okay.
Also, that cooler must be going in good with whatever the gel is, like just freezing the shit in place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So are there any future projects that you can speak of that we can look forward to you being a part of?
I'm telling you something that I'm manifesting very strongly. I'm going to be, I'm putting it out there and I'm putting all my resources and effort into this. I'm going to be on a Marvel project. Being a martial artist, being a serious actor, that's a goal for me, and that's what's next. I'm dying to play a superhero and somebody that has a real life situation going on, and I can't wait to use all my martial arts and athletic skills aside from my acting. I do have a song that I'm releasing with my boy Solano. It's called Rayo del Sol. It translates to ray of light. I'm excited for that one because I wrote that when I was going through something and I needed to be filled with hope and needed to lift myself up out of a little bit of a dark place. And everybody that I've showed the song to that has heard it says the same thing. Like, this song is uplifting and it puts you immediately, it feels like you get charged with angels. And that's definitely one of the messages and one of the impacts that I like to have on people. So I'm looking forward to releasing that.
Absolutely. We're definitely looking forward to more Anthony Bless projects. And we got Ruthless coming back tomorrow. So we're going to be able to see what's going down on that Rockadushi compound, y'all.
It's going to be so wild. It gets so dangerous. The second half of the season gets so dangerous, and that's all that I'm saying.
Okay. We're ready for it. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this thing up. But if there's one thing or anything that you want people to remember you for, what would that be?
Man, I want people to remember me for my passion and for this uplifting, powerful energy that I like to have within myself and that I like to impact people with. One of the greatest compliments that I get consistently is like, man, you lift me up. You pick up my mood. You pick up the vibe. Your high energy gratitude is always impactful. And I think passion and gratitude are two very key pillars in my daily life. They show up in my personality often. So I want to be remembered as somebody that was uplifting and passionate and all this purpose.
Absolutely, absolutely. With that being said, you guys, we have learned today through our Ruthless Conversation that Anthony Bless is not just Malcolm. He's a man of substance. He's a man of passion. He's a man of creativity. And you guys definitely to tap in and follow him on his journey through everything that he has going on. With that being said, thank you so much, Mr. Anthony Bless, for being a part of this Ruthless Conversation. Please tell everybody where they can find you.
Thank you, Tika. I appreciate you having me. You're the dopest. Your energy is so consistently beautiful, and your support is so appreciated forever. I appreciate how you ride with us. You ruthless as hell.
Hey.
And, yeah, follow me at I'm Anthony Bless. Check me out at Anthony Bless on Spotify, on YouTube, on Apple Music, and on Facebook. And just keep posting, man. I got a lot of stuff in the works, some that I don't want to reveal just yet, but it is going to be impactful and it is going to be inspiring. I can promise you that much. And I appreciate every one of y'all that are with me on this journey. Keep holding me true, and I'm keep pushing with all my passion to make sure I work at the highest level always. I'll never let you down.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. Unfortunately, you got to kick yourself up out of this Ruthless Conversation, but I appreciate you for tapping in. Shout out to Melissa again at MBR Publications. You got the dopest publicist on the planet, so shout out to her. Thank you guys so much for making this happen. And y'all already know, at 1:15, head over to my girl Mercedes_millionaire, where Anthony Bless is going to continue his conversation with Mercedes, okay? Mercedes_millionaire.
I want to shout out also Colleen. She's on here right now. That's my photographer. She's phenomenal.
The one with the best pictures?
Music shots for like 8 years now. When I find real relationships, I hold on to them. And shout out to Melissa, man. Melissa Rodriguez, MBR PR. She's the dopest, great-hearted human being on top of great at what she does. Shout out to Roberto, who works with her. He's assassin when it comes to BTS. Like, I got a team with a lot of love, and I'm grateful for them to be around me. My agent Kylie, like, it's all pretty much women that are holding me up, and I'm grateful for it. Appreciate you, Tika. Thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Avanta. Thank you, Mercedes. Thank you, everybody, for watching.